How did humans' understanding of anatomy go from this to this in the span of 1,000 years? While many would think that up to hundreds of scientists collaborated to find information about the human body during the Renaissance, most of it was actually found by Andreas Vesalius, a revolutionary anatomist. Andreas Vesalius was born December 31st, 1514 in Brussels, which is now the capital of Belgium. His mom raised him, his two brothers, and his sister near the Koudenberg Palace, which was convenient for the family since Andreas von Wiesel, Andreas' father, worked as a pharmacist to the court of Margaret of Austria. Unfortunately, because of his occupation, Andreas was often away from his home to attend to imperial business. From when Andreas was 6 to when he was 15, he attended the Catholic Brothers of Common Life School in Brussels, where he learned arithmetic, multiple languages such as Latin, and much about the Christian faith. Andreas began his medical studies in 1530 at the medical school of the University of Louvain, the same school that his grandfather, Johannes Vesalius, was the head of. His two teachers, Johann Gunther von Andernach and Jacobus Silvius, were poor anatomists who taught traditionally known knowledge of anatomy at the time. However, Jacobus Silvius strayed from traditional teachings by teaching his students about dissection and portraying it in a good light. Unfortunately, due to the outbreak of war between France and Emperor Charles V, Vesalius had to leave Paris in 1536. After returning to Louvain, he, with permission, performed public dissections. His dissections led him to note conflicts between what he saw in the human body and what the famous anatomist Galen described, making the daring claim that he had written about the human anatomy without seeing the inside of a human's body. This led to multiple quarrels with his faculty members. Because of all the quarrels, Andreas transferred to the University of Padua in 1537, and did so well on his doctoral exam that he was appointed to professor of surgery and anatomy in December of the same year. In 1538, Andreas published 6 sheets of anatomical drawings under the title Tabulae Anatomicae Sex. Then, in 1539, he wrote an essay on bloodletting in which he first described the veins that draw blood from the side of the torso, which led to other anatomists studying the venous valves and the discovery of the circulation of blood by William Harvey. To show all of his studies of anatomy in detail with illustration from skilled artists, Andreas published De Humani Corporis Fabrica Libri Septem, or 7 books on the construction of the human body in 1540. The books were devoted to the bones, muscles, blood vessels, nerves, abdominal organs, chest, neck, and the brain. Additionally, it corrected many of Galen's wildly accepted theories. The Fabrica's size and illustrations made it very expensive. The book is dedicated to Emperor Charles V. In fact, Andreas gave Charles V a special copy of the book in vellum, an expensive paper made from animal skin. Ultimately, this book led to Andreas' fame. A second edition of the Fabrica was published later in 1555 and contained many improvements on the first, but didn't contribute as much to the medical world as the first did. The Fabricas were accepted by many physicians and anatomists, but made other physicians and anatomists feel threatened by its revelations because they built their careers on Galen's work. Following the publication of the Fabrica, Andreas applied and was immediately accepted to serve the medical staff of Emperor Charles V as an imperial physician. As an imperial physician, he was expected to serve the imperial army. After doing military service for about 3 years, Vesalius returned to Italy to perform anatomy demonstrations, but went back to serve the emperor and his court in mid-1544 because peace had been declared. From 1553 to 1564, Vesalius operated a private practice as a physician in Brussels, cutting his ties with the court of Emperor Charles V. Despite this, Emperor Charles V gave Andreas a lifelong pension and the aristocratic title of Court Palatine in 1556. After Charles V handed his son Philip the role of emperor, Andreas began working for Philip. However, after accompanying him in Madrid, Spain, Andreas realized that he didn't want to work for Philip any longer. This is because physicians in Spain use traditional medicinal treatments rather than modern scientific ones. For example, physicians in Spain relied on the movement of planets to cure illnesses. Also, Spain didn't allow the dissection of human bodies. In 1564, while working for Philip, Andreas went on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. While Andreas' reasons for going are unknown, it is speculated that he may have gone to leave Philip's court in Spain and to prepare to take the place of Gabriele Falloppio as the chair of anatomy in Padua, since Andreas was in that position before, and Gabriele died in the same year Andreas made the pilgrimage. It's also speculated that he may have been commanded to make the pilgrimage by Philip as an act of repentance, since there is a report of Andreas performing a dissection on a nobleman while his heart was still beating. While returning from his pilgrimage to take the place of Gabriel Falloppio, Andreas became extremely ill and died on the island of Zenta off the Greek coast on October 15, 1564. In conclusion, Andreas Vesalius is an important and famous Renaissance figure because he revolutionized the medical field by correcting the widely accepted medical studies of anatomy by Galen, which led to more people questioning generally accepted medical facts, ultimately leading to more scientific modern ways of medical research.